この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。In this video, we'll be covering the actual Yumi making workshop, covering everything that we did at the workshop without any further explanation. Two members of the ABD team showed up, and we each built a Yumi. The workshop takes place at Shibata Sensei's workshop in Kyoto. It is a small building with an old-style front. The first things that you see when you enter the building is a fuck ton of Yumi, including some very interesting ones, with what Shibata Sensei calls a boshihazu, which we know as being the typical Asiatic style of nog. Anyway, we go inside, we have introductions, we meet the dog, we're shown the workshop, we meet his son, Shibata Muehiro, and then the workshop starts off with the processing of fresh bamboo. We're taken outside and presented with fresh bamboo. Sensei demonstrates to us the bamboo preparation process. The first step is to determine which side of the bamboo is straight and which side is bent. If you were to hold up a bamboo pole and look at it, there's a rotation of the bamboo that will make it appear straight. And a 90-degree rotation from that will make it look bent. There are a series of marks on the bamboo that, when lined up, will indicate the straight side. Once that mark has been identified, we mark the bamboo and split it such that we create 2 straight pieces and 2 wavy pieces. The splitter is basically just a ring with a cross in it, and then you slam it into the end of the bamboo and pull down. Once that's done, we create 2 piles, one of straight pieces and one of wavy pieces. You can see that there's still lots of bamboo to be split. At this point, we take the strips and take what is basically a large, blunt knife to it and start running it up and down the strips to hack off the inside of the nodes. Once they've all been cleaned up, Sensei bundles them up to prepare them for drying. They will be dried in a storehouse for about 3 years. Back in the workshop, Shibata Sensei brings us up to his roof, where he shows us his secret stash, an unholy amount of bamboo just sitting under a tarp. He tells us to clear a space inside the workshop and then drops a few pieces down. After a couple of pieces, he decides that maybe it's a better idea to use a winch, and so he gets out the winch and brings down a portion of his stash. After which, he winches up some of the bamboo that we just cleaned up. After all that, he starts sorting through the pile of dried bamboo for bellies and backs that would be suitable for Yumi of the draw weight that each of us want to make. It's a chilly morning, and we're back off to the workshop. First thing that we're greeted with when we enter the workshop is this funny-looking sap. Little would we know that we'd be spending the rest of our days bent over those little wooden thingies. Anyway, inside the actual workshop, to my excitement, we see a pot of hind glue. Sensei tells us that it's a mixture of deer hide and cowhide glue. At this point, he takes out a big-ass contraption and sets it up on the floor. What's it for? For cleaning off the bamboo. Because you see, our bamboo looks filthy. You can see all this dirt on top of it, right? Well, bamboo's covered in a layer of wax. So if you heat it up and give it a good rub, that dirt cuts right off. Once we've wiped the dirty wax off of the bamboo, we're given the task of starting to plane the bamboo down. This is a very long and arduous process whereby you sit here and you scrape, and you scrape, and you scrape some more, and scrape some more. Once you finish scraping it flat, Shibata-sensei takes it to the table saw and cuts the sides straight, and then hands it back to you for more scraping. It takes a long time to scrape it down, and we spend the rest of the day scraping. Note that it's not a function of the sharpness of the blade, but rather a function of our skill. Shibata-sensei is able to do what takes us an hour in about 10 minutes. Anyway, partway through the day, we're treated to a spectacle of Munehiro working on a couple of Nibe-yumi. Nibe-yumi are Hangu-yumi, so the process for building them is a little different from what we're working on. In this case, the bows were already glued up, so Munehiro sticks them into a steaming setup to soften the hide glue, blasting them with steam. Once it's been sufficiently blasted with steam, he takes them out and he starts pounding wedges to shape it. Interestingly enough, it seems that in order to speed up the process, what he does is that he sets the curve on one end of the bow and then blasts it with compressed air to speed up the cooling of the limb on one side. Anyways, that's the end of the second day. The rest of the workshop will be in another video, as there's a lot of material to cover. As per always, thank you for watching, and see you soon.